Welcome, everyone! I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for this explainer. If you've been following the beautiful game recently, you know we're right in the thick of a truly breathtaking global tournament. We've pulled together all the data, the match reports, and the stunning results to bring you an action-packed recap of the 2026 World Cup knockout stages so far. Let's get right into it. Upsets, comebacks, penalty heartbreaks. Wow, that is the definitive story of this tournament. Just when you think you've finally figured out the tactical landscape, the script completely flips on you. We started this knockout phase with a massive field of 32 hopefuls, and we've rapidly slashed that down to an elite 8. It's been an absolute gauntlet. Okay, let's dive into this and look at exactly how we got here. Round of 32 chaos, when giants tremble. The sheer volume of matches in this opening round meant immense pressure right out of the gate, but for some teams, it was just business as usual. A few nations stepped up and handled their matchups with absolute comfort. Mexico controlled possession against Ecuador for a clinical 2-0 win. The U.S. produced a highly disciplined 2-0 victory over Bosnia and Herzegovina. Spain deployed their trademark quick passing to dismantle Austria 3-0, and Switzerland secured a clean sheet and a 2-0 win over Algeria. So if you were a fan of these squads, you were probably feeling pretty good. But while these teams breathed through, others were walking straight into a trap. And this brilliantly illustrates just how fast things can turn on the global stage. We had Paraguay matching up against the absolute powerhouse that is Germany. And literally, nobody saw what was coming next. 4-3. After a grueling 1-1 draw in regular time, Paraguay absolutely stunned the world by defeating Germany 4-3 in a dramatic penalty shootout. It was a massive, tournament-altering upset that sent the Germans packing way earlier than anyone anticipated. And Germany wasn't the only giant feeling the heat. Notice the absolute dogfights some of the other heavyweights found themselves in. First, underdogs like Cape Verde applied massive late pressure against their opponents. This led to frantic end-to-end 5-goal thrillers. Ultimately, both Argentina and Belgium barely escaped, surviving their respective matches with identical, nail-biting 3-2 scorelines. The Giants were definitely trembling. Surviving the penalty spot? Nerves of steel. As the knockouts progressed, the margins between victory and a flight home became incredibly slim. Just look at these matches decided by the absolute finest of margins. Morocco fought back to equalize against the Netherlands 1-1 before their goalkeepers starred an intense 3-2 shootout win. Egypt faced a similar 1-1 deadlock against Australia, where the Egyptian keeper made incredibly crucial saves to secure a 4-2 shootout victory. And skipping ahead to the round of 16, Switzerland and Colombia ground out a tense goalless draw through extra time, leading to a 4-3 Swiss shootout win. This explainer just wouldn't be complete without highlighting these heroic goalkeeping performances that single-handedly kept dreams alive. Heavyweights flex their muscle, dominance, and star power. While some teams barely scraped by, these squads put on a complete masterclass. In the round of 32, France dominated Sweden from start to finish in a 3-0 victory. Moving into the round of 16, Morocco proved they're a formidable force, sweeping past Canada 3-0 to reach the quarterfinals in absolute style. And then there's Belgium. They produced what has to be one of the best performances of the tournament so far, with a clinical attack that completely overwhelmed the U.S. in a 4-1 rout. Now, what's really interesting about this is how it highlights that behind every great tactical team performance, individual brilliance is often the deciding factor. Jonathan David scored the solitary goal against South Africa to push Canada into the round of 16. Harry Kane delivered a clutch, late winner for England against a very spirited DR Congo side. Kylian Mbappe was the tip of the spear in France's impressive attacking display against Sweden, and Erling Haaland inspired an incredible second-half comeback for Norway against the Ivory Coast. These stars completely took over when their countries needed the most. Drama and disbelief, controversies and giant killings. Let's break down the Argentina versus Egypt match. First, Egypt pushed Argentina incredibly hard, actually taking an early advantage. Next, Argentina showed their resilience, coming from behind to secure a 3-2 victory. But here's where the major talking point emerged. A highly controversial VAR decision occurred during the match. Without taking any sides on the ruling itself, the data and match reports clearly show that this specific refereeing decision instantly became one of the most widely debated moments of the entire tournament, overshadowing the incredible comeback itself. But even that controversy wasn't the biggest shock of the round of 16. I want you to think for a second. With all the chaos we've discussed so far, who actually delivered the tournament's biggest upset? It was Norway. In a result that sent absolute shockwaves across the globe, Norway delivered a stunning 2-1 victory over Brazil. This wasn't just a win, it was a monumental giant killing that completely blew the bracket wide open. And to understand the real weight of that upset, you just have to look at this number, 5. Brazil, the 5-time champions of the world, a team that had successfully come from behind to beat Japan in the previous round, were stunningly sent packing by Norway. It is, without a doubt, the defining upset of the 2026 World Cup so far. The final 8 emerge, setting the quarter-final stage. So the crucial point is how the remaining quarter-final spots were claimed. Notice how these match dynamics totally contrast with the earlier chaotic blowouts we saw. France edged out Paraguay 1-0, relying on disciplined defending for a narrow but deserved victory. Spain won a tight tactical battle against Portugal, also by a margin of 1-0. And England played out a thrilling attacking match against Mexico, winning 3-2 thanks to a decisive late goal. The matches are getting tighter, the tactics are getting stricter, and the stakes are literally higher than ever. Which leaves us with this incredibly elite list. The final 8 teams that have survived the gauntlet, the upsets, the penalties, and the controversy. Morocco, France, Norway, England, Spain, Belgium, Argentina, and Switzerland. The stage is set, and if the data and match reports have taught us anything at all, it's that absolute unpredictability is the only guarantee. So I leave you with this. After all these unbelievable upsets, thrilling comebacks, and tense shootouts, who do you think will actually lift the trophy? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and enjoy the rest of the tournament.